Hello everybody and welcome to Joe Knowles Field at South Kitsap High School as the South Kitsap Wolves are about to take on the Wilson Rams in Division League play. But before we get going, we're going to have the national anthem being played by the South Kitsap High School Band led by director Gary Grahams.
And now join Gary Grahams and the South Kitsap Marching Band under the direction of Senior Drum Major Stanton Wilcox and Junior Drum Major Chris Cooper in our national anthem. Let's play football.
That was the South Kitsap High School Marching Band with the national anthem this evening, again directed by Gary Grahams. But welcome again to Friday night high school football here at Joe Knowles Field at South Kitsap High School as the South Kitsap Wolves take on the Wilson Rams in the second week of division play in the Narrows League. I'm Darren Bowden, and joining me in the booth tonight is, as always, my faithful cohort and partner in crime, David Rodriguez. And D-Rod, what kind of a game could we expect from the Wolves here tonight against the Rams?
Well, I'd say so far this season we've seen a tale of two football teams, with South Kitsap laying a virtual egg against the CK Cougars in Silverdale 2 weeks ago, and then last week coming out against the hometown Lincoln Abes in Tacoma, and South Kitsap just laid it to them and found themselves on the good side of the whooping stick. So tonight we're going to see if South Kitsap can continue their winning ways, or if they will prove to be inconsistent with Coach Segerson and his coaching staff on the sideline with the Wolves. So I'm going to predict a consistent type of consecutive week performance, and where the Wolves are going to come out strong and ready to play and ready to take on the Wilson Rams of Tacoma.
South Kitsap was off to a slow start, starting 2-2 after their nice victory against the Lincoln Abes last week, a 32 victory, having a win-loss record each week, losing to powerhouse Kentwood the first week of the season, defeating big rival, North Kitsap, the next week, losing to Central Kitsap in the third week, but gaining a very much needed victory over Lincoln last week. And the Wolves here now entertain the Wilson Rams. The Wolves are at 2-2 overall record, but they stand 1-0 in the Bridge Division of the Narrows League. And D-Rod, this is really where the true test of the games come into play, because those other non-league games, technically considered non-league games, don't quite have as much saying into what goes on in the division standings as it does in the actual division.
And no, those games don't carry so much weight. However, the players take those losses just as heavily, and they really want to win every single game. They want to win every single set of downs. They want to win every single play at the line of scrimmage. And to suffer a couple of losses here in the early season, we'll see if that can help the Wolves become a stronger team. And like I said, with the coaching staff and the players and the tradition here at South Kitsap, I'm thinking that they're going to come out fired up and ready to play. We've got the junior high teams here looking on tonight. So some inspiration for the Wolves boys to come out here tonight and give it to Wilson. And we know that Wilson's not going to roll over and play dead, and Wilson is going to be ready for South Kitsap. It's an away game, and they feel like they've got something to prove here tonight.
Well, the Rams will be kicking off to the Wolves, who will take the kickoff. They send back Brandon Mayfield and Ryan Williams, who has had a couple of returns for touchdowns this season. And doing the kicking for the Wilson Rams is number 45, Derek Shirey, as the South Kitsap Wolves are ready to receive the kick. The left-footed, it's a squibber right down the middle. It's going to automatically go out of bounds on the South Kitsap side. That'll be a penalty on the kickoff, and the Wolves are going to have excellent field position to start their first possessions of this game.
I think the Wilson Rams thinking right there, we'd rather just take the penalty than risk kicking off to one of our returners. Ryan Williams has proven very dangerous thus far in the season, and if I'm Wilson's head coach, I'm going to kick away from him as well.
Again, one of the strengths for the Wolves this year is their power running game, but the Wolves will be without the service of one of their top linemen, 6'7", 285-pound junior, Brian Kuznick, who who's been banged up a little bit here, and he's going to be sitting out this one, as the Wolves will come out in the power I formation. The tailback is Stephen Tucker, and they have the double fullback. They're going to hand the ball off to Tucker. He tries to bounce off the left tackle, but he is met by a couple of Rams near just past the line of scrimmage. Looks like he's going to gain about 2 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Wolves.
And as you mentioned, DB, the offensive line is going to be a bit of a story here tonight. You know, usually that handoff there off left tackle goes for a couple extra yards, if not more. The South Kitsap Wolves offensive line is really going to have to establish themselves early. And if they don't, they're just going to try to wear down these Rams on through the game and hopefully keep it going into the fourth quarter where they can try to seal a victory here tonight.
The Wolves sent Devlin Miller to the near side of the field, come out in the power I formation again. They're going to fake the handoff. Tester, he's looking down and he's got Miller. He decides to run. He's going to run right back up the middle. He's got a little bit of room. Bounces out to the left-hand side. He's getting out past the 50-yard line. Tries to juke and jive a little bit. Gets out near the 40. Struggles. Gets out past the 40-yard line for a gain of about 20 yards on the play. Nice run by Chad Tester.
Chad Tester, one of those both sides of the ball type of guys, playing offense and defense, shows some of his fancy footwork there, getting up the middle of the field, bouncing right, and then deciding to go left. Picks up almost 20 yards on the play and really showing some of his versatile skills on that nice first down pickup for the Wolves.
South Kitsap also has number 35, Matt Mays, in the backfield as along with Josh Burlingame in that power I formation. Tester, who's also a threat to run the ball, is going to hand the ball off again to this time it's to Ryan Williams, but he's hit hard by a couple of Rams just past the line of scrimmage again off right tackle. A gain of about, we're going to call it 3, and it's going to be 2nd down and 7 for the Wolves. But that's kind of the Wolves' forte, is to have good ball control early on in the contest.
And they don't mind handing the ball off for a few yards here and there just to establish the running game. Tester is going to have to, get his arm warmed up here, and they might go for a couple of passes here, but let's look to keep the Wolves keep it on the ground here for the most part for the beginning of the game.
Matt Mays comes limping off here just a little bit. Looked like he might have tweaked that ankle. They hand the ball up to Burlingame straight up the middle, but he's hit hard. The ball comes out. It is fumbled, and it looks like that the Rams have recovered. We're waiting for the signal from the officials. We haven't seen yet, and it looks like that they are downing the ball, and it is. It's finally the officials have come out and said that it was a fumble. Burlingame had the ball straight up the middle, fumbled, and it popped loose. One of the Rams defensive linemen landed on it, but the officials took quite a while to signal that it was Rams ball.
Offensively for the Wolves, I think this is an ominous sign early going with that defensive line and the linebacking core of the Rams seemingly very, very ready for the run. The Wolves getting virtually nothing on the ground in that possession outside of that quarterback rush. The Wolves now got to stick it out on defense here.
The Rams with the first down play, they hand it off to the tailback who goes straight up the middle. That's number 35 for the Rams, carrying the ball on that play for quite a gain. Looks like a gain of about 5-6 yards. It's going to be second down for the Rams.
Well, the Rams really establishing the line of scrimmage here on both sides of the ball.
In at quarterback for the Rams is number 1, Darius Culp, the 5'9" junior, as they send slot wide receivers to the far side of the field. I formation. One wide receiver to the near side. Culp looks back. He's got a man out in the flat. The ball is caught. That's number 11, Paul Glenn, the 5'10" senior for the Wilson Rams. And right after the turnover, a couple of plays, and Wilson gains a first down right at midfield.
Wilson playing with a lot of confidence offensively and defensively here. Looks like they have a game plan from the get-go with the kickoff going out of bounds. Nice stand on defense, get a big play, big turnover, and now they're just looking very confident, running the ball, throwing the ball right now, going both on the ground and in the air. Wilson looking to be a threat to South Kitsap on their home turf here in the early going.
Tomasai Unga is the, and it looks like there's motion in the backfield, and that's going to be an illegal procedure call against the Rams. Unga with a little bit too much Unga on that one, and he's going to cause the Rams to get a 5-yard penalty, and they're going to scoot him back to their own 45. But the momentum seems to be shifted a little bit here, and is going to go the way of the Rams right now.
Well, if you're the Wilson Rams coach, speaking of momentum, you got it all going in your direction right now, and then that little penalty sometimes can just really be a momentum killer, and the Wilson Rams coach, sure doesn't like to see that. They need to be virtually mistake-free. The winner of this game is going to commit the fewest penalties and make the fewest mistakes, I believe, tonight.
Culp under center, looking over the defense. They send a man in motion to the left side. They're going to hand the ball off to Unga. Goes up to the left side of the tackle. He's got a little bit of room. He tries to get up quickly, and he does. He gets past the 45-yard line into South Kitsap territory near the 42. He's going to get a huge chunk back there, a gain of about 10 yards on the play. In fact, that's going to be a gain of about 12, and it's going to be second down for the Wilson Rams. Second short for the Rams.
The Rams definitely coming in tonight with the game plan. Looks as if they've got the Wolves scouted out. The Wolves are going to have to counter that with their own scouting techniques and seeing if they can keep the Rams on their heels. Right now, the Rams, though, marching forward and looking pretty darn good, Coach. 2nd and 3 for the Rams as they come out again in the slot wide receiver I formation. They send a man in motion to the right side. They're going to fake the handoff. Culp, look out! He gets hit right at midfield. A big hit there by Matt Mays on the tackle. Big stick there by Matt Mays to drop the Rams for a big loss. As a quarterback coach, you really got to see that. I mean, he's a right-handed quarterback. He's looking right. How do you miss the guy unblocked coming right at you? You got to get rid of the ball. You got to run with it. You don't just stand and get hit, popped in the pocket. That's a big loss for the Rams. They get a huge gain, then they get a huge loss. Now it's 3rd and long for the Rams. We'll see what they're made of here with the passing game. I doubt that we'll see it on the ground here. Culp faked the handoff, but Matt Mays did an excellent job staying home, and he drilled Culp right there for a huge loss, and it's going to be 3rd down, and we'll call it 12 for the Rams at their own 48-yard line as they now have 4 wide receivers in. Culp in the shotgun. They've got the tailback. Culp is looking for a man. He's being flushed out of the pocket, runs straight up the middle. He's got a little bit of room. He's going to be well short after a tackle is made by Chad Tester in Wolf territory around the 43-yard line, but it's going to be 4th down for the Rams, and I would imagine they're going to kick the ball away. Well, it looks like they're possibly going to set up for a punt here. I would imagine that they would. Looked pretty good there on a couple of plays, but I think that penalty really kind of took the wind out of their sails, and kind of back and forth there, a sack, and then an almost sack, and the quarterback for the Rams goes up the middle, tackled short of the 1st down marker. Now they're going to be forced into a 4th and 4 situation. Not really quite sure what they're going to do with the way that the Rams have played so far tonight, Coach. I wouldn't be surprised to see a trick play here, a fake punt possibly.
A lot of substitutions by the Rams as they're trying to hurry up here. They don't want to get dinged with a delay of penalty game. They're going for it here on 4th and short for the Rams. Man in motion to the left side. They're going to hand the ball off to Unga. He's got wide. He's got an opening, gets hit hard, and is taken down, and he is going to have the first down. So the Rams with a big gamble here, 4th and short in Wolf territory, just past midfield, and they get the first down at the South Kitsap 36-yard line.
Coach Segerson livid on the sideline telling his linebackers, come up to the line, come up to the line. They're going to rush it up. The defensive line just blocked off. Linebackers not ready. They're at the point of contact. Easy first down for the Wilson Rams on a big 4th and 4 play.
So Wilson goes for it on 4th and short as Culp is looking over the defense again. There's the lone setback, Unga, in the backfield. They're going to hand it off, and he's got a big hole, but he's taken down. Nice tackle there. That's number 97 for the Wolves. Excellent defensive stop there. That's Chris Neninger. Chris Neninger makes the nice tackle there.
The sophomore from Cedric Junior High School, Chris Neninger, a tough guy coming in here and getting their chance to play tonight. Good for him. It seems as though it's going to be a back and forth. One play goes big, and then the next play we get tackled for a loss. Each play is a battle into its own tonight. It should be a great one.
The Rams are now trying to spread the field out. Dual wide receivers, both sides spreading as far as possible. I formation. There's a fumble on the snap. Culp, he sprinted away too quick from the center, and he lost control, but it looks like the Rams are going to hang on to it. Sort of a loss of down right there, and it's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Rams, so a big break for Wilson.
Huge break for South Kitsap there. Wilson fumbling the snap. It's going to be a 3rd and 6 play here, and apparently they're going to use all 4 downs tonight anyway, so a couple more plays left. I'm not going to guess they're going to be forced into a punt if they don't make the first down here. If they went for it closer to midfield, I'm sure they'd go for it again if they don't make the first down here on 3rd and 6. The Wolves looking pretty ready, they're all over that ball. They look pretty ready on defense now. They must have had a little conversation on the sideline.
We had an official's timeout as there was a player for Wilson that was limping off the field, but they got a replacement quickly here as Culp is again back under center. And they're back in the I formation. The Rams on 3rd down, they're going to hand the ball straight up to Unga, but he does not get much on that play as the linebacker stayed home, made a nice play. Looked like that was Ryan Williams on the tackle there coming up from the safety position. And they maybe have gained 1 yard on the play. It's going to be 4th and 7 yards again. And I would imagine that the Rams are going to go for it like they did on the first 4th down play.
Well, the Rams not throwing caution to the wind here, going for it on 4th down, using all downs necessary to get what they want. They seem like a very motivated offensive team at this time.
The Rams send Desmond Trufant, the younger brother of Marcus Trufant, cornerback for the Seattle Seahawks, to the far side of the field. Culp is under center. He's going to look for Trufant out in the flat, and the ball is almost intercepted, but it's complete to Trufant in the right flat, and that is going to be complete for a first down. Nice pass and reception from Culp to Trufant for the first down of the Rams.
Well, even though you could see that one coming, you still don't want to give up a deep ball, bite on the fake, and go up the sideline for a touchdown. So just keep the ball in front of you, no big plays. You give up a first down, that's got to drive the coaches from South Kitsap absolutely bonkers, though, giving up 2 straight 4th down plays for first down yardage. Wilson Rams knocking on the door here. They are in about the 25-yard line now.
Wilson back out in the I formation. They're going to hand the ball off to Unga. He's got a big hole on the left-hand side. He's got 1 man to catch him. The cornerback, that's Brandon Mayfield, runs him out near the 10-yard line. It's going to be close to a first down, about a yard shy, but there was a huge hole on the left side created by that Wilson Ram offensive line for a big gain. In fact, it is a first down, and it is going to be just shy. They still can get a first down. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Wilson at the South Kitsap 11-yard line. So Wilson is doing a good job here of moving the ball with the ground game.
Wilson establishing the ground game and really establishing the offensive tempo right now. With South Kitsap scrambling, it seems, at this time to keep them out of the end zone. We'll see if they can hold them here.
Alex Lavichin is split to the near side of the field. They're going to hand the ball off to, this time, a tailback taken down, though. That's number 3, Matt Foxworthy. Foxy gets in the back there, and he brings down the tailback. That's Anthony France.
Carrier.
And France came in to give Unga a little spell here, but he was going nowhere as Foxy took him down, and it's going to be 2nd down and 12 yards to go for the Rams. So good job by the Wolves there on defense. As the Rams come back out again, they're going to send one wide receiver. They're going to have double tight ends, and they're going to have a man in the slot. Unga is the lone setback as they're going to pitch it out to Unga. He's going to try and get outside. Colt tries to get a block, cuts back up the middle, maybe gets past the 10-yard line. We're going to call that about the 7-yard line, where it's going to be 3rd down and about 6 yards to go for the Rams. So the Rams can still get a 1st down here, and the Wolves are going to try and stop them inside the red zone.
I think Unga gets that ball with the head of steam, and he's pretty quick. It's tough to take down. Once that offensive line starts blocking for Wilson, South Kitsap defense is having a hard time right now catching up to the ball carrier.
South Kitsap defense trying to hold Wilson on Wilson's
3rd
first offensive possession here with 2:20 remaining here in the first quarter of play, as Wilson is in the I formation. Unga is back in the game, and Culp steps back, and he did not like what he saw from the South Kitsap defense, and he calls a timeout. That is going to be Wilson's first timeout. But again, D-Rod, we're talking about a very good and slow, sustained control of the ball here by Wilson in their first offensive possession.
The Wilson Rams really methodically managing the clock here in the first quarter. We have only 2:12 left in the first. South ran off about 6 or 7 plays before they coughed it up, and then Wilson marching down the field here, going for it twice on 4th down, getting down to the red zone here about the 6 or 7 yard line now, looking to punch it in. Really controlling the entire game thus far on the offensive side. They have run almost approximately 8 minutes off the clock here with the ball, and really exhibiting and exerting the control of the ball over the Wolves right now. And the Wolves are really going to have to come back here and keep them out of the end zone if they can. I imagine if we go to a 4th down situation that Wilson probably will not go for the field goal, that they'll go for the touchdown. If they don't get it, they'll have the Wolves push back to the end zone. It looks like the Wilson defense is just a little bit more ready than we thought they might be, and the offense is absolutely just churning away here. These guys are a threat.
Well, both teams come back out from the timeout. It's going to be 3rd and 7. They're going to pitch the ball to Unga. He's got a little bit of room on the outside. He's got going nowhere. There's Chester. He sidesteps, still comes in, and he's hit by Josh Burlingame. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th down for the Rams. But it looks like the Rams are not going to go for it on this one. They tried to run the sweep to the left side of the defense, and they stopped him cold. And so Wilson is going to come out and attempt a field goal.
I'd be awfully surprised if they actually kick the field goal here, Coach. I bet you this is a trick play all the way. They're going to go for it. If they kick it, I would be shocked. Why would you go for a field goal when you've got them pinned back in the end zone? If you don't get it, they've gotten 2 consecutive 4th down conversions. Why kick a field goal here?
The Rams going for a 24-yard field goal. The kick is up, and it is good.
How was that not blocked? He was there.
It was close. It looked like a would-be Wolf defender was going to get his hand on it, but it was not deflected. And Derek Shirey with a very nice kick, a 24-yard field goal. And with 1:23 left here in the first quarter of play, the Wilson Rams get on the board first, and they go up on the Wolves 3-0, but there's a lot of football remaining in this game.
The only reason I can think of why the Rams would kick that field goal in that situation, Coach, is that they don't respect the Wolves offense. They figure 3 points is good here. They'll keep the lead throughout the rest of the half and probably the rest of the game, and they will be able to keep the Wolves out of the end zone. And I don't know if they know about the place kicker for the South Kitsap Wolves, Quincy Lyman, who's got a heck of a leg himself. They don't want to turn this into a game of field goals. Quincy Lyman can boot it through. The Rams there going for the field goal, awfully surprising to me, but maybe not respecting the Wolves' offense as much as they should. The Wolves are going to have to come back out here with the ball and really establish themselves and gain some respect back from the Wilson Rams, because I really don't think they do right now.
But back deep to receive is Brandon Mayfield and Ryan Williams, as the Wilson Rams kick off from their own 40-yard line. The Wolves are looking to get something going here. They're going to kick it off to Mayfield. This is where the Wolves can get a little dangerous. They got a nice little blocking barrage up front. There goes Brandon Mayfield. He tries to sidestep a little bit, get to the outside. A nice return, took the ball around the 12-yard line and got all the way up to about the 38. So a nice 36-yard return. and the Wolves are in business. They're going to actually, yes, they will have the ball at their own 37-yard line, and that's the kind of thing that the Wolves are looking for to get going on offense.
Brandon Mayfield with a nice get up and go there to get up the field, about 10 or 13 yards short of midfield. The Wolves need some nice offensive position here after going about 6 and out on the last time they had the ball before the fumbling the ball to the Wilson Rams.
Sean Staten split to the far side of the field as we have a whistle here. It looks like that it's going to be the Wilson Rams did not get the kicking tee off the field, and they just have a momentary stoppage of play as they get the kicking tee off as we go here. But
flag him.
We've got Sean Staten split to the far side. The Wolves are just in the single eye formation. Tester's going to hand the ball off to Stephen Tucker, and he's hit hard.
Boy, that defensive line for the Wilson Rams is just ready to go tonight.
Right at the line of scrimmage, he may have gotten a yard on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and long for the Wolves as the Wolves are looking to get something going here on offense. Their first offensive possession, the Wolves were driving near midfield and fumbled on about their 3rd possession, their 3rd play off their first possession as they come out again, split wide receivers. Devlin Miller's near side of the field. Staten split to the far side. Wilson dancing around on defense. They're going to hand the ball off to Tucker. He's looking for a little bit of running room, but he's met hard by number 62 defensive lineman Corey Lyon for the Rams, the big 6'4", 305-pound defensive lineman for the Rams.
I don't want him tackling me anytime soon.
And Lyon ain't lying about trying to get through that defensive line because it's going to be tough to
I'll
do
tell you
here.
what, Coach, this is huge. Wilson is really establishing the line of scrimmage right now. The Rams not letting the Wolves anywhere close to a first down with 2 rushes straight here on this latest offensive possession. They're going to figure they can force the Wolves into the air and they'll win the game there, they assume.
3rd and 6 for the Wolves. Tester's just going to keep a little bootleg to the right, but he is tripped up. That was by number 6, Anthony Adispaya, as the first quarter comes to an end and the Wolves failed to achieve the first down, and they get back to their own 45-yard line. But at the end of the first quarter, the Wilson Rams lead 3-0 as they're going to switch sides on the field, and South Kitsap is just kind of trying to get things going here and looking to get some things going on offense.
Well, I think the Wolves might be a little surprised here. The Rams are looking very ready to go, both sides of the ball. The special teams looks like they're well coached. They had a specific kickoff ready at the very beginning of the game. They don't want to kick to anybody, and then they come back out and they kick off to Mayfield, keeping it away from Ryan Williams. It looks like they are well coached and well rehearsed here for tonight's game. They look ready to go. 3-0 is a pretty close game. The Wolves are very much in this game, although they haven't really proven to the Wilson Rams that they deserve much respect at this point. It's going to be up to the Wolves to really come out here and play some smash mouth football and regain the advantage on the field.
Well, we'd have to give that quarter to the Wilson Rams, although they didn't really dominate that quarter, but a lot of football left, and one of South Kitsap's strengths is having the second half of play usually take to their advantage. As the Wolves come out in a punt formation, the Rams send back 2 deep backs. The kick is a quick kick, and it kind of goes off the side of his foot, and it almost hit a Wilson Ram in the back, but not a very far kick, as the ball is going to be down at the Wilson 39-yard line. So Wilson is going to have very good field position for their first series of play here, as the second half is about ready to wind down here with 11:51. South Kitsap trailing 3-0.
Well, South Kitsap really going to have to dig in here on the defensive side of the ball, Coach, if they want to keep this game in hand. Right now it's only 3-0. They really need to find it in themselves to keep Wilson Rams from marching all over the field again.
Culp hands the ball up to Unga. There's somewhat of a little hole, but the defensive line for the Wolves is right there to stop him. He may have gotten a couple on the play. We're going to say that he got, we're going to give him about 3 yards on the carry. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 for the Rams. So they're not gaining big yards at a time, but they sure are doing a good job of hanging on to that football.
Well, Unga seems like he's a powerful, solid back for the Rams. He seems like he's the centerpiece of this offense, and everything kind of goes around him, through him, as well as it should. He seems like he's seems like he's very professional out there on the football field.
Unga is the lone setback. They're going to fake the handoff. They're going to run a reverse to the left side, but the defense stays home. Brandon Mayfield right there. Ryan Williams also chases him out of bounds. But not until the Rams get about 6 yards on the carry, gets close to the first down. We'll have to see if he actually got it or not.
It'll be 3rd and 2.
And it will be about 3rd and 2 for the Rams. But kind of expected that kind of a play. They'd been handing the ball off to Unga all night, right and left side of that line. And they faked the handoff to Unga to the right side, and they had the speedster, Desmond Trufant, on the reverse, and they got a big play on the gain.
Could have been
gain on the play.
Could have been a lot bigger.
3rd and short when it could have been a lot further. But Mayfield and Williams were right there as they come out in the I formation. They send Trufant motion far side of the field. They're going to hand the ball off to Unga. He tries to get to the outside. He's got a big hole, and there he goes, plows in the back, and he's going to gain about 10 yards on the play. It's going to be first down past midfield for the Rams into Wolf territory. We're going to call it, marking it at the South Kitsap 43-yard line. So another big play by the Rams gets them into Wolf territory.
The Rams just about a step quicker on the play there.
Assisted by Josh Burlingame.
On that last offensive play, that handoff left. The Wolves not wanting to be the half step behind. That's what happens. You give up 10 yards for the first down. The coaches for South Kitsap hoping they can solve this issue with the quickness of the Wilson Rams.
There's a penalty on the play, and I believe that the Wilson Rams broke the huddle with 12 men in the huddle.
That's not legal anymore?
It's not legal anymore. You've got to have, you can only have 11 players in. You can make substitutions, but once the players break the huddle, if you have 12 players or more, it is an automatic penalty. So they're going to
flag them.
And they did flag them, and they're going to move the Rams back near midfield. So the Rams with split wide receivers, Trufant in the slot on the near side, I formation. Back in again, they're going to hand the ball off to the fullback, to the up man. That's Unga up top. He's hit hard. Nice hit there by Sean Korf, the 5'7" junior for the Wolves. They may have gotten it back just a little bit. We're going to call a gain of about 7 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Rams.
Unga just eating up big chunks of yards at a time here on the South Kitsap defense. And after a penalty, he comes back and gets about 8 yards on the play. That's a big run from the big man.
Ryan Williams comes out for the Wolves as it is actually going to be 2nd down, and we're going to call it 7 for the Wolves. The Rams taking their time here on offense as Colt under center, looking over the defense. He's going to look for the quick hit. He's got a man. He's going to throw it deep. He's looking for Trufant, and it's great defense by the Wolves. The pass is incomplete as Jared Moore was on the coverage for the Wolves. It was a nice throw, but the defensive backs were right there. They turned their heads back looking for the ball. If they hadn't turned their heads back, that was going to be close to a pass interference call, but they did an excellent job there on defense to snuff out that pass play.
And just a little bit underthrown there up the right sideline from Wilson's quarterback. Other than that, the Wilson Rams seem very content to intentionally run the clock down here on the Wolves. We'll see how much longer they can play that game.
So we got 3rd and 7 for the Rams here. They're going to hand the ball off to the tailback, and he gets nowhere. That's Anthony France, and France is stopped in the backfield. In fact, he is going to lose a yard on the play, and it's going to be 4th and long for the Rams. And a nice job by the South Kitsap defense from preventing the Rams advancing the ball forward.
We'll see if the Rams actually punt on 4th down this time.
And Matt Foxworthy.
South Kitsap sends 1 man to the back as the Rams are trying to spread the field here in this punt formation. Back to kick is number 11, Paul Glenn, the 5'10" senior for Wilson. Wilson with a 4th and 8 to go. The kick is high, end over end, right down the middle. South Kitsap, it takes a Wilson bounce. It gets inside the 15. They're going to mark the ball down around the 12-yard line, about the 12.5-yard line where the Wolves will take over. But a great job by the South Kitsap defense stopping Wilson. They were on the advance. A couple of big running plays, couple of pass plays to the flats, and the defense just turned it up a notch and stopped Wilson from going anywhere.
You know, Wilson was doing the right thing there. They were running the clock. They were running plays on the ground. They seemed like everything was going, and it kind of seemed they kind of killed their own momentum by going for that big pass play up the right sideline, forcing themselves into a punt to give the ball back to the Wolves.
South Kitsap sends 2 wide receivers to the far side of the field, but we are having a penalty thrown at near the 30-yard line. We'll have to wait and see. I think it
too
looks
many men
like
on the field for Wilson.
Too many men on the field again. A substitution infraction for Wilson. So it's going to be 1st and 5 for South Kitsap at their own 18-yard line.
With as well coached as the Wilson Rams seem to be, it seems odd that they would have trouble keeping 11 men on the field instead of 12.
So a couple of back-to-back illegal substitution plays as Devlin Miller and Sean Staten split to the far side of the field. I formation. They're going to hand the ball off to Stephen Tucker. He's got a big hole on the right side. He's dragged down from behind by his jersey, but he's able to get down to, they're going to mark the ball at the 24-yard line, but not until he gets a first down. So a first down for the Wolves, and this is the kind of thing that the Wolves are going to be looking for to get some momentum going on offense.
Well, that penalty for 12 men on the field was huge for the Wolves there. Gives them some free yards, which they've been struggling to achieve here tonight. Gives them about halfway to the first down. They pick up the first down there. The coach from Wilson scratching their heads on that one.
South Kitsap again, the I formation. Tester with the quick hit to Devlin Miller. He catches the ball on his own 25-yard line. He's able to get out for about another 6 yards. A nice quick pass from Tester to Miller. As the Wolves are on the move here, a gain of 6. It's going to be 2nd and 4 for the Wolves. So a nice little pass play for the Wolves here.
Looks like we're just going to have a back-and-forth game tonight. Momentum shifts all over the place. Seemed like the Wilson Rams were just dominating there for about 20 minutes worth. And now the South Kitsap Wolves picking up some yards here. Maybe got the Rams defense on their heels a little bit.
DeAndre Jackson was in there as they tight end shifts, goes in motion to the far side, the right side of the line. They're going to hand the ball off to Stephen Tucker. He's got a nice little hole, sidesteps, tries to cut out, spins around, and he's finally taken down at the 45-yard line. Nice run. That's a gain of about 14 yards on the play for South Kitsap. It's going to be first down, South Kitsap at their own 45, and the Wolves are on the move.
Looks like Stephen Tucker in the offensive line got warmed up there after that first series. Maybe a little talking to from the offensive coordinator, maybe the head coach, after coming off the field last. A little motivational speech possibly, and getting them ready to go. And looks like they're back on track now.
Burlingame is now in at fullback. Ryan Williams is now in at tailback, giving Tucker a little breather here. Tester under center, ready for the snap. He's going to hand the ball off to Ryan Williams. He hits in the back of it, bounces up on the Williams, if he was able to get away, he ran right into the back of Josh Burlingame, but there was a lot of traffic there on I-5 right in the middle of the field. Williams tried to get out on South 405, but there was nothing there. It was shut down.
Well, the Wilson Rams defensive line doing a good job of plugging holes tonight, preventing those gaps from spreading, and just overall a good job of preventing those traffic lanes from happening. The running backs from South Kitsap struggling a little bit. Stephen Tucker, though, seems like he's getting it on track here tonight, here in the second quarter. So we'll see if that trend continues.
Tester with a quick hit. He's going to hit, and the pass is incomplete. The pass was intended for Sean Staten on the near side of the field. The pass looked like it was a little low, but still catchable. And it's going to be 3rd and long for the Wolves. We're going to call it 3rd and almost about 10.
That quick hitch didn't quite hitch. Coaches might want to take that play back and replay that one. But we've got 3rd down and 9. See if the Wolves can step it up here, and we'll look for a pass.
Staten and Miller split to the far side of the field. South Kitsap trying to draw him off. They go for the little quick hitch to Staten. This time it's complete, but he's chased down from behind quickly. What a nice tackle by the Wilson defender. And looks like he was shaken up on the play there. But boy, it was a great tackle by the Wilson defender, catching Staten from behind. And just like that, the Wolves looked like they were on the move, but they were stopped right at their own tracks at the 45-yard line.
Well, both passes out to the flat, the left and the right, from the Wolves were both pretty quickly snipped out by the Rams. The blocking scheme's not quite clicking as quickly as they needed to be, and the defensive line and the linebackers, and just about everybody up on those both those flat passes. And the Wilson Rams player shaking up on the play a little bit. He's off the field, and the Wolves are going to be forced into another punt here with 6:14 left in the second quarter.
That was Unga, the tailback, who was also on defense, as the Wolves are going to have to kick the ball away. 2 Rams back deep, standing at their own 25-yard line. The kick is up. It's an end-over-end kick, a short kick. Wilson trying to scream. It almost hit a Wilson guy. And but the Wolves get a little bit of a bounce, and it's going to be placed down near the 27-yard line of Wilson. So South Kitsap unable to get anywhere. They weren't able to cross midfield with 5:55 remaining here in the first half. The Wilson Rams still lead the South Kitsap Wolves 3-0. But D-Rod, as we said before, one of South Kitsap's strengths has always been the second half of games.
Absolutely, but before that second half starts, South Kitsap could sure use a big boost here with a big turnover, possibly for a score. I guarantee you they're going to be looking to bat that ball out of Unga's hands or whoever else got the ball for the Wilson Rams offense.
Split wide receivers, they're going to hand the ball off to France, and France is going nowhere as he is hit hard at the line of scrimmage, and he may have gotten a yard, maybe a half a yard on the play. It's going to be second long. So we are just in a defensive battle here. Both defensive lines for South Kitsap and Wilson doing an excellent job as Matt Mays comes out of the game. And Wilson looking to try and get something going here. They're going to call that a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9 for Wilson. Split wide receivers as we have Paul Glenn to the near side of the field. Culp under center. They're going to fake and run the little counter back to the left side. France is trying to get to the outside, but he's hit and met hard by Ryan Williams to the far side on the Wilson side. He may have gotten a yard on the play, but I don't even know if he got that much.
And right into the chain gang and taking everybody out on the sideline over there. South Kitsap doing a lot better job this second quarter of staying at home and really nailing down those running plays for the Wilson Rams. Looking a lot better the second quarter.
His forward progress got him about 2 yards as the Rams come out in the slot. Trufant is in the slot position, I formation. France still in at tailback. Unga is a little banged up. Culp is going to roll to his right. He's got a man open, and the pass is incomplete. It was a little short. The pass was a little short, intended for number 8 for the Rams, Alex Lavichin, but it was incomplete, and it's going to be 4th down now for Wilson as they will have to kick the ball away as well. So a nice defensive stop here by the Wolves.
And it seems like we settled into the battle of the trenches here, as you mentioned a few seconds ago. The defensive lines of both teams really seeming to get in their groove and preventing anything from really happening. That 3-0 lead could prove to be pretty huge.
South Kitsap waiting. They have one man back, a quick punt, and it goes badly off the side of the punter's foot right in front of the Wilson coaches.
That was that intentional or what? That was a bit mysterious to me, Coach.
I'm not sure what it was, but I know that it was about an 8-yard punt.
So that's all. That UFO was an 8-yard punt. That's all we know about that flying object.
That's not going to help your net average very much.
No, your punter rating is not gonna, it's gonna go down because of that punt.
The Wolves will have the ball in Wilson territory. A big break for South Kitsap here as they are at the Wilson 41-yard line. As the Wolves are trying to get something going here with 4.5 minutes left in the first half, trailing 3-0. The Wolves would like to get on the board here. Tester under center. He's going to hand the ball off to Tucker, who comes back in, but he is hit hard again. The linebacker's doing a nice job. That's number 6, Andre Adispaya, who comes in, and he makes a really nice tackle, and they are not giving the Wolves much room to run the ball.
Well, both offensive lines seem to be getting pushed back into the backfield here. The running backs unable to get the yards desired here in the second quarter. Just the defensive line and the linebackers really ready to play here.
Miller and Staten split opposite each other, far wide receivers. Tester is going to fake the handoff. He's going to roll to his left. A nice block there. He's got a man open, but he decides to keep it and run it, and he's tripped up, but not until he rolls forward. He gets a little bit close to that first down marker. They're going to spot it down at the 33-yard line, where the Wolves are going to be a couple of yards short, but that was a nice run by Chad Tester there on that little rollout pass play.
Nice fake handoff and a nice heady play from Chad Tester to roll out left and picks up a nice block there and decides against throwing it and runs it himself and sets up a 3rd and 2.5 situation.
3:20 left here in the first half. The Wolves are coming out in the power I formation. Burlingame and Mays Tucker is the tailback, and they're going to try and get a big hole there, and the linebacker gets through. Nice job by Tucker. Stays on his feet. Oh, and he's tripped up just past the 20. He gets down to about the 18-yard line. If he hadn't been tripped up, I think Tucker was in.
Oh, he would have been in. That nice piece of running there from Stephen Tucker. Nice footwork, dancing around a little bit, avoiding some tackles. Gets some contact and just bounces off and almost dances into the end zone. Got tripped up there at the last second. Nice run from Tucker. South Kitsap here looking to strike.
Nice piece of running there by Tucker, as he looked like he was hit in the background. He was going to be taken down by the linebacker who had come up on the play, but he escaped that tackle and had a lot of running room until he was tripped up. So the Wolves come out in the power I formation. Ryan Williams is now the tailback. They give to Williams. He's got a big hole, but he's hit by two linemen. Spins him around, inches forward. May have gotten 2 on the gain.
He's tackled there by
3. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 for the Wolves.
Ryan Williams just seems like he's a little bit half step short on that rushing play. As we said earlier, the offensive line not able to open and or sustain those holes. Wilson Rams defense right there ready to make the tackle.
South Kitsap still in the power I formation. Matt Mays, Josh Burlingame in the backfield. Ryan Williams in at tailback, sharing the duties with Tucker. They're going to fake the handoff. Tester rolls to his right. He's got a lot of running room if he wants to. He decides to keep it. He's going to roll up, cut back. He's come back to the inside, stays on his feet. Touchdown, South Kitsap!
What a run by Chad Tester, the quarterback, rolling around right, then goes left, gets into the end zone for the touchdown.
Chad Tester with a 15-yard touchdown run. I don't see any penalty flags, and the Wolves are in the end zone. And D-Rod, that's the thing that the Wolves need to get before halftime.
Chad Tester playing some heady football with his feet here in the first half, and boy, what a boost for the Wolves. The Wilson Rams seemingly dominating here in the early on, and especially in the first quarter on offense. South Kitsap coming back and saying, hey, we're here too. We're here to play the game.
That's the big break that the Wolves were looking for. Tester with the nice rollout as Quincy Lyman attempts the extra point here. Quincy Lyman with the extra point. He's been really working on that kicking game. And the kick is up and good. And just like that, the Wolves are on offense, and they now lead the Wilson Rams 7-3. But back to that play, D-Rod. Tester made a nice little run, rolled out. They did that fake handoff, roll out, play action, roll out to his right. And it looked like Wilson had overcorrected, and they overran the runner, and Tester was able to cut back up after running right, and he was able to get into the end zone.
And you said it, Coach. He was at about the 15-yard line. He said, well, he's got enough room to run it in if he wants to. He looked like he was going to get stopped short going up the right side, so what does he do? Changes directions, goes left, evades a tackle. Looked like he's wearing Vaseline out there and slips out of a tackle and just squirts into the end zone. Chad Tester with a nice little nifty piece of running work there to put the Wolves on the scoreboard and actually take the 7-3 lead. Not something I would have predicted. It looked like Wilson was really just going to take it to the Wolves in the first half, and we're looking for a good halftime speech from the coaches, but no, South Kitsap is well coached. They come ready to play. Chad Tester and the Wolves there really showing the Wilson Rams that, yeah, we're here to play and we're not going anywhere.
Well, it also shows you what great coaching staff that we have at South Kitsap, because you know the Wolves didn't try and do anything cute. They didn't try and pull any fancy plays, trick plays. They just started to. They just continued to run straight ahead, smash them, hit them, football. And they got into the end zone as Lyman. He's going to squib it down the left hash mark side. They're going to look to maybe run the reverse. They fake the reverse, and it is taken out to the left-hand side. There's some running room for the Wilson tailback. That's number 8, Alex Lavichin. They faked the reverse on the kickoff. He bounced out left on the far side of the field on the Wilson side, and he got a nice return there to their own 44-yard line. So Wilson's going to have very good field position with 1:51 remaining here before halftime.
Well, that could drive the coaches nuts, but I doubt it with the way that the Rams have stayed on the ground most of this half. I'd say the most they get out of this possession is possibly a field goal. The Wolves doing a pretty good job of keeping the Wilson Rams from knocking on the door of the end zone, keeping them out of the red zone.
Darius Culp coming back out again now, looking around, directing traffic here, making sure that they got everybody set. They have Unga as the lone setback. They have 3 wide receivers. Culp is looking to his right. They're going to fake and give the handoff to Unga on the draw play. Oh, and his knee went down. He tried to cut the ball. He tried to make a cut up the field, but his knee went down, and it's going to keep the clock running as the Rams are going to try and hurry up to get set on offense. and but he only gained 1 on the play, and unless they get something going here, the Wolves might even want to look to take a timeout themselves. They might be able to get that ball back.
We'll see how second down here goes for the Rams.
Culp is in the shotgun, but there's going to be a whistle here, and we're not sure what the call is right here.
I think the officials want to make sure they have the spot right with the ball.
Which they did, so they're going to be here in the shotgun. Culp, a short shotgun here. He's going to drop back, looks to his right. He's got a man out in the flat, and the ball, he's caught, but he's down, and it's just past midfield. The pass was complete to Paul Glenn at the South Kitsap 49-yard line, so a gain of about 6 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and short for the Rams.
Well, we'll expect the Rams here to, they've actually thrown a couple plays out of the playbook here at us, and what do you think, Coach? If we hold them here, do you think South Kitsap calls a timeout and tries to keep some clock on the scoreboard, or are we just going to let it run down with the
I think that if they
happy
stop
with the 7-3
here,
lead?
they wouldn't. There's a fumble on the snap, and there is. They were in the shotgun formation, and Culp, the ball was snapped and it hit his feet. The clock is stopped right now with 37 seconds. There is a penalty flag now being thrown, and that's usually going to be in the area of some kind of unsportsmanlike conduct.
We'll find out real quick here, and whoever it's against, the coaches for that team are going to be real unhappy. I'll tell you that. This is a fairly important part of the game here. With 37 seconds left in the first half, South Kitsap up 7-3. A score either way, and that's unsportsmanlike, I believe, against the Wilson Rams.
And that's a 15-yard penalty. The ball was placed at the Wilson 48-yard line, and that's going to knock them back 15 yards to their own 33. So with 37 seconds here, it's going to be 3rd down and long for Wilson.
And it must have been something significant, because referees were throwing virtual simultaneous flags on the play. They must have both seen something that they didn't like there at the bottom of the scrum there.
Looked like that it happened after the play was dead, and they are going to stop. The Wolves are going to call a timeout here, as it is going to be 4th and forever for Wilson.
And they will punt, and the Wolves will get the ball back.
And South Kitsap is going to have a little bit of time. They might even want to try and send some guys in to block, but they don't want to rough the kicker and get a penalty here. And
got to play it smart.
But either way, the Wolves look like they're going to have a few seconds left here. They are up, trailing. They trailed most of the game 3-0 to Wilson, but the Wolves got in on a 15-yard touchdown run by Chad Tester, and looks like the momentum is slowly shifting towards the Wolves.
I was just thinking that to myself, Coach Bowden, that the Wilson Rams seem to have this game mentally in hand at the beginning of the game, seemingly dominating the line of scrimmage. The Wolves coming back here with a nice momentum swing and possibly trying to tack on another score here at the end of the half. Really doing a good job of clock management here and taking the punt. We'll see what they do with it.
Well, Paul Glenn is going to be back for the Rams to kick the ball away. Sean Staten for the Wolves is standing at his 35-yard line. And the Wolves are going to get the ball back here a little bit, especially if they're hoping this might be a good kick, and there's a penalty flag. There's a fair catch made by Staten at the 37, but there's a penalty all the way back at the 25-yard line of Wilson.
Could be a hold on Wilson.
And
I didn't see anything from the South Kitsap side that would suggest a penalty.
We'll have to wait and see what the penalty is here. If it's against Wilson, and it is.
Now, is that a re-kick automatically, or is that can South Kitsap refuse or accept the penalty?
They're going to re-kick this, I believe.
Let's hope for better field position.
They could scoot him back.
Or hope for the possible block kick.
They could scoot it. They're going to scoot him back 5 yards here, and they're going to make him re-kick it again, which is a good thing. You could have a botched snap. You could have a fumble on the snap. You may not get off quite as good a punt as they had right there. It wasn't a bad one. Staten caught the ball at his 37. So the Wolves might actually be able to get better they might be able to get a better field position here as they're trying to get this all straightened out.
One drawback is 6 seconds off the clock ticked off, and they'll be with 31 seconds and probably about 25 when they get the ball back, probably with first down if everything goes to form here. South Kitsap hoping for a possible mistake from the Wilson Rams, or maybe a big play on special teams with a block kick.
So Sean Staten is going to stand near midfield. He's going to be at about midfield as the Wilson Rams, the ball's going to be placed at their own 19-yard line.
12 men on the field.
So the Wolves are going to get some excellent field position here. They're going to try and send some guys in to block this kick. The kick is up. It's a decent kick. It's a fair catch signal by Staten. He does a good job. Fair catches the ball at the Wilson. They're going to spot that at the 48-yard line.
That's about a 15-yard difference in field position, and really nice job of clock management. Timeouts from the South Kitsap coaching staff. Getting the ball back about midfield and see what they can do here.
So with about 24 seconds here in the first half of play, South Kitsap leading 7-3, but would desperately like to get some more points on the board. And they have plenty of time to do it, so we'll see how their 2-minute drills have been treating them in practice as the Wolves send Miller and Staten to the far side of the field. Tucker is in at tailback. Tester is being flushed out of the pocket. He's going to have to turn, and he's taken down at his own 37-yard line.
No block.
The block was missed there in the backfield, and Tester went down.
I think that he just ran right past the blocker. Just ran right past him.
South Kitsap is just going to let the clock run down here.
And the coaches for South Kitsap have to be just extremely disappointed with that missed block. That's something that could have cost them some points. It did cost them points, essentially. They could have tried to go for a TD up the sideline. They're obviously looking for a big play.
South Kitsap was looking for a pass play there, but they were flushed out of the pocket. Tester got sacked, and the time ran out as South Kitsap leads Wilson here at Joe Knowles Field at South Kitsap High School, 7-3. And it's a slow start for both teams, but still, nonetheless, the Wolves have the lead. And that's really just what they're really trying to do, is just get the W here tonight.
Well, a 7-3 lead in this game is pretty big. The Wolves doing a good job of reestablishing themselves in the second quarter after the Wilson Rams proceeded to march all over the field in the first quarter, run about 10 minutes off the clock, settle for a field goal. South Kitsap Wolves come back and put a touchdown on the board and do a nice job of marching around on their own. And we've got a pretty evenly matched football game here tonight.
Well, speaking of marching around on their own, we have the South Kitsap High School Marching Band, who will be performing here at halftime, again under the direction of Gary Grahams, and we will see you guys back after halftime and the performance of the South Kitsap High School Band.
Go Marching Band, we love you. See you in a few minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, the South Kitsap Marching Band under the direction of Gary Graham. The band today will be conducted by Senior Drum Major Stanton Wilcox and Junior Drum Major Chris Cooper. Tonight they will be performing the first two parts of a three-part series featuring songs from the Beatles. Tonight's first feature includes a medley of Magical Mystery Tour and Hard Day's Night, followed by Eleanor Rigby featuring senior trumpet Michael Dryden. Drum majors like to thank the band, section leaders, parents, and South Kitsap School District for their support during the year. Ladies and gentlemen, South Kitsap Marching Band. Kitsap Marching Band. Stanton Wilcox and Chris Cooper, drum major. Gary Graham, director.
Well, welcome back to, we're about ready to start the second half of play here as the South Kitsap Wolves lead the Wilson Rams 7-3. The teams just came back out onto the field and are ready for kickoff. The Wolves received the kickoff in the first half, so they will be kicking off to the Rams here as the Rams send back two deep men to receive the kick. Quincy Lyman will be continuing the kicking duties for the Wolves here as he kicks off from his own 40-yard line. And it's a good deep kick, and it's going to just barely cross into the end zone. A nice kick there. We had Anthony France for the Wilson Rams back deep to receive, but he let the ball go into the end zone. And in high school football, it is a rule in which the ball crosses the goal line, automatically becomes a touchback, and the team will get the ball at their own 20-yard line. So a good touchback there for the Wolves, and the Rams will have possession, first possession here at the start of the second half, trailing South Kitsap 7-3 as the Rams come out again in one of their traditional formations, the slot position right, far side of the field. They're going to hand the ball off to Unger on the little counter. He's got a nice little hole. He is chopped down straight up the middle there. Nice tackle by number 93. That's Matt Foxworthy, the big 6'5", 226 defensive lineman who also plays a little bit at linebacker. And there's a gain of about 3 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 for the Rams. So a couple of late-minute substitutions here for the Wolves as they come into the game. That's number 51, Brandon Lester, who comes into the game. And they're going to hand the ball off again to Unger. He tries to bounce off to the outside, but not until he's taken down quickly. Nice tackle from behind by the Wolves defender. Looked like that was Tester on the tackle. We couldn't quite see there, but good play there by the Wolves. There's going to be maybe a loss of 1 on the play, and it's going to be 3rd down and long for the Rams. So good start here on defense also by South Kitsap.
A boost of confidence for the South Kitsap defensive line there, ready to make the tackle, and starting off the second half a lot different than they did the first half.
So the Rams come out, double tight ends, slot wide receiver to the left. France is the tailback. Culp is going to roll out to his left. He's got a man in the flat and the ball. What a nice catch and throw. Alex Lavichin, what a great pass by Culp, who hit Lavichin in the flat as Lavichin was totally straightened out there, sprawling out to make that catch, and big reception on the play, and it's going to be 1st down for Wilson. So seeing a little bit of passing and throwing here.
Nice rollout to the left by the quarterback, Culp, and a very mature strike thrown by the quarterback for a 1st down completion. The Wilson Rams knocking at midfield here. See if they can get to Wolf territory at the beginning of the second half.
Wilson coming out, split wide receivers, I formation. Culp sends a man in motion. He's going to hand the ball off to Unger. He tries to sidestep his way over left tackle. He gained about 4 on the play. Just like that, the Rams are just kind of chipping away, getting a few yards here and there. then they're getting sort of a big play on third down to give them that first down.
Well, nice blocking right there on that rushing play up left. Wilson Rams doing a nice job getting off the snap and pushing the Wolves defenders back there on the left side of their line. South Kitsap here looking at a 2nd and 5. The Wilson Rams not really going to the air much here, mostly keeping it on the ground, going with the old reliable running game. That's really been their point of attack tonight.
Trufant split to the near side of the field here. Culp sends a man in motion. Moving down the line, they're going to hand the ball off to Unger. He's going to try getting, he's hit hard. He's not going anywhere. Not right there. That's Sean Allison, the 5'9" junior at linebacker, stayed at home. Great form tackling, stood Unger up, and there was no place to go but up and back. And so good defensive tackle there by Allison, and it's going to be about 3rd and it may be a gain of 1 on the play, but it's going to be 3rd and 3 for Wilson. So again, another critical third down play here for Wilson.
Really seeing the awesome weightlifting program of the South Kitsap Wolves coming into play there as Allison just stood him up, held his ground, and waited for the other tacklers to come in and finish the job.
We have an official's timeout here. Looked like it was looked like an equipment timeout. Now they get things going. Wilson has the ball at the South Kitsap 44-yard line. They send a man in motion. There's going to be a quick run there, and Unger puts his head down, keeps his legs driving, taking Wilson, the running back, and he had Ryan Williams with him. I got confused there on the names. And he dragged Ryan Williams with him a little bit. They couldn't bring him down, and Unger was able to get the first down.
He squirts forward up the left sideline there. They had him down about 3 or 4 different times, and he just kept his legs turning, his feet on the ground, going forward, and South Kitsap just could not seem to get him down. He squirts up the left sideline, gets the first down before going out of bounds.
Nice job by Unger. He's been doing an excellent job all night running the ball here, as Culp looks like he's maybe calling an audible at the line of scrimmage, and he sends Trufant in motion to the far side of the field. He's going to look to hand the ball off. They're going to run the reverse to Trufant. And he slips. He tried to cut up and then bounce outside, and when he did, his feet slipped out from underneath him, and maybe that's because the air is getting a little cooler and the conditions started to get a little bit wetter out there on the field.
Well, another part of that is that if the South Kitsap Wolves defenders hadn't stayed at home, he wouldn't have had to make that cut. If they go to the other side of the line where the reverse originally was intended for the fake, he's got a wide open lane. Nice job from the Wolves defense.
Paul Glenn in the slot. Culp, he fakes the pass, rolls out to his left, finds out that he doesn't have anything, just keeps the ball, and he's going to run straight ahead. Not until he's taken down. Nice tackle there by number 24 again for the Wolves. That's Sean Allison with a nice tackle. And Wilson gets a little bit back on the play, not much. It's going to be 3rd and long. We'll call it 3rd and 9 near midfield.
We'll see if Wilson stays with the passing here. They looked to pass there, and nice little coverage there from the South Kitsap Wolves, keeping the ball out of the air and keeping the hands of the quarterback. The defense doing a nice job of stepping up and wrapping up and forcing a 3rd and 9 here.
South Kitsap shifting around a little bit on defense. The linebacker's coming up, pointing to that left side. Culp is going to roll out to his right. He's got a man out in the slot. The ball is caught. Nice catch there. That's number 8 on the reception. That's Alex Lavichin again, and it is going to be close, and it will be. It's going to be a first down. So a couple of pass plays from Culp to Lavichin here, and Wilson is on the move in South Kitsap territory. Spot the ball at the South Kitsap 38.
Very confidently run play there from the Wilson Rams offense. Lavichin catching and dragging his feet out of bounds. Gets the first down. Wolves will be tested here to see what they're made of defensively.
Wilson doing a nice job of sustaining a good ground game, but mixing in a little bit of passing now. Didn't see a whole lot of that in the first half. And what we did see, they got flushed out of the pocket as they have a man in the slot. They're going to send him to motion to the far side. They're going to hand the ball off to France. And France went down at the 40-yard line. We're going to call it a loss of 1. So France is going nowhere, and they're going to stay right there in the western part of Europe.
Yeah, France remain mostly stable, if not being pushed back like in both World Wars. And France goes down in the backfield. Burlingame on the tackle. Nice play.
Burlingame just made a nice quick trip to France there, saying, you're not going to go anywhere, pal. You're in America now. And so He is going to,
S'il vous plaît.
that's right, s'il vous plaît, if you will, les yeux sont faits. And it is going to be 2nd and 12 for Wilson at the South Kitsap 40-yard line. Culp with the handoff to Unger in the background. He tries to bounce out to the left side, but a pack of wolves is going to greet him there, and it's going to be a loss again for about 2 more yards. Back him up a couple. It's going to be 3rd and 14 for Wilson.
The Wolves are looking really, really hyped up here after that first down pickup from the Wilson Rams. Maybe a couple of the players spreading the word that we're not going to allow this to happen. The Wolves done a good job tonight of keeping the Rams out of the red zone. And ever since that first drive in the first quarter where they picked up the field goal, that hasn't really happened for the Rams. Picked up a couple of first downs here and there, but the Wolves really sticking it to them. Now
the last couple of plays here, the Rams have gone to the passing game and gotten first downs. So we'll see how the Wolves respond here, looking for a pass play, but it looks like the Wolves might be calling a timeout here. A little confusion out there. They wanted to make sure that they get the right defensive set in order to, it's going to be a timeout charge to Wilson.
That's huge.
So the
in a close game like this.
South Kitsap looking to regroup over here, and like we said, D-Rod, the last couple of third down plays, Wilson was going with the passing game.
Well, they look like they're setting up to pass, and right there we get a timeout call. Wilson feeling that this is a very important possession, a very important play for them, deserving of a timeout. We've got 5:26 left in the third quarter. Some coaches don't want to save those timeouts for the end for strategic purposes. They want to sit, if you see a play that's you want to set up perfectly and get that first down. I'm not sure if 3rd and 13 is the play, but that's to each his own. And the Wolves will have all 3 timeouts left here, and Wilson down to 2. That's strategically speaking, that's an advantage for the Wolves.
Back in at safety, deep for the Wolves, will be number 81, the 6'3" sophomore, Leon Ladeau. The Wilson Rams only need a first down to get to the South Kitsap 28-yard line. So it looks like the Wolves are in a nickel package here as they send out, the Rams send out a slot man. Unger is the tailback once again. Culp under center. They need a big play here for that first down. Culp's going to roll to his right. He's got a man deep. He doesn't have a whole lot, but the pass is going to be complete to Lavichin, but it's going to not be anywhere near the first down, but we're seeing a penalty flag near the 50-yard line, and that's usually in the area of holding, which it will be, and I'm sure that the Wolves are going to refuse this and make it 4th down for Wilson.
The Wolves secondary doing a very good job of preventing the deep pass. It looked like they had that play scouted out from the very beginning. Quarterback Culp for the Wilson Rams rolling out right. Already had, as you mentioned, number 81 Ladeau out there in the backfield. No such luck to get any passes over the top. Go for the short pass, and not enough for the first down, and tack a penalty on top of that to force Wilson Rams punt unit to come out and kick it away to the Wolves.
Well, it looks like the Wolves are going to accept the penalty, and it's going to force Wilson deeper into their own territory.
Holding penalty assessed.
So the holding penalty is going to be enforced, and it's going to push Wilson back to their own 39-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and 2 miles for the Wilson Rams.
Maybe they should look to punt on 3rd down.
They might have to do that here, as South Kitsap is going to be in their preventive defense once again. Leon Ladeau and Devlin Miller also in, 2 of their taller players looking to knock passes down if they have to. Wilson has 4 wide receivers split. They have a lone setback, and they're going to fake the hit pass, and they're going to hand it off to Unger. Unger has a huge hole up the middle. They've finally taken down near the 30-yard line. We'll have to see where they spot the ball. Wilson runs the draw play. They get almost the whole thing back. It's going to be 4th and about 1 yard to go. They had about 4th and 30, and they get about 29 yards on the play. South Kitsap thinking that there was going to be a pass play all the way, which everybody thought was going to happen. And they run the counter. They run the draw play up the middle and get 29 yards. So it's going to be 4th and 1 for Wilson at the South Kitsap 29-yard line. Wilson needs to get to the 28.
Huge play for the South defense here.
Wilson in the I formation. They're going to send the man in motion. They're going to hand the ball off to Unger. He puts his head down, goes straight up the middle. He's got 1 man to beat. Brandon Mayfield takes him down at the South Kitsap 12-yard line.
Kind of see that one coming, Coach. Not a lot of guys stacked up on the line. Open up the middle.
Brandon
And
Mayfield and Ryan Williams.
Wilson Rams exploit that
tackle.
opening again, getting a big rushing play again right up the middle. South Kitsap Wolves defense here looking a little porous.
A big hole up the middle, and Unger, just like that, Wilson was deep in their own territory at their own 39. They had 4th and 30, and now they're at the South Kitsap 12-yard line and driving. 1st and 10 as they send the man in motion to the far side of the field. They're going to have the ball up to Unger, but he's hit hard. Nice tackle right there at the line of scrimmage. That's Josh Burlingame, and he says you're going to play my game, which is go backwards.
The ball carrier.
Well, Burlingame there ready for the tackle. Wish we would have seen him 1 or 2 plays ago. Different defensive scheme called there, different set of guys in. Burlingame doing a good job of stopping the ball. If the Wolves can force the Rams to a field goal here, that'll be a huge victory, and they'll keep the lead.
South Kitsap with a good defensive stop there. Wilson's going to be driven back. It's going to be a loss of 1 on the play.
2nd and 11.
2nd and 11 for Wilson, deep in South Kitsap territory. Spot the ball at the South Kitsap 14-yard line. They're going to fake the handoff. They've got the man out in the flat. That's Unger. He catches the ball. He tries to escape the tackler, and he does, and he gets all the way down to the 2-yard line.
The South Kitsap pass rusher there laid a lick on the quarterback Culp for the Wilson Rams. Nice hit, better pass, even better running play to get it up to 1st and goal at the 3 for the Wilson Rams. Excuse me, the 2. South Kitsap looking here to just try to hold their ground and keep the Wilson Rams out of the end zone. It's going to be a tough task.
Well, Wilson was deep back at their own 39-yard line just a couple of plays ago, and right now it's 1st and goal at the South Kitsap 2-yard line as Culp is going to just keep it, the quarterback keeper, straight up the middle, and he looked like he wasn't even touched, and it's a touchdown for Wilson, and just like that, Wilson gets on the board on their first possession, and they ate up almost the entire 3rd quarter on that possession.
I guarantee you the coaches for South Kitsap cannot like to see the Wilson quarterback on a quarterback sneak from 2 yards out, run untouched into the end zone. It was almost like it was a dead play. It was that easy, and I'm sure they'll be taking a look at that on film tomorrow.
Wilson held on to the ball for almost 10 minutes here, their first possession, as they go for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. And just like that, Wilson down 7-3, now leads South Kitsap 10-7 with 2:40 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And the Wolves are going to have to try and get something going here as Wilson almost ran out the entire 3rd quarter on that possession.
Wilson doing a good job of coming out and methodically and strategically running that clock down. We'll see if it works for them or against them by the end of the game. Yes, they are up 3. Last time this happened, last half, the Wolves came out in the 2nd quarter, really established themselves, went up by 4, took a lead in the halftime. We'll see if history repeats itself or if Wilson's defense will play as stingy as they did in the 2nd half. Although South Kitsap was able to crack that defense for a score of a touchdown in the 2nd quarter. We'll see what they do here, if they'll mix up the playbook a little bit more, keep it on the ground. South Kitsap wouldn't mind eating up some clock here of their own, taking a lead going into the 4th quarter, deep into the 4th quarter.
Well, one of the turning points of that possession was Wilson had the ball on a 3rd down play. They were called for holding, and instead of refusing it and making it 4th down and long, the Wolves took the penalty, but driving Wilson back all the way to their 39-yard line, but they still had 1 shot and got the 1st down. So instead of making them kick the ball on 4th, they gave them an extra shot. They ended up getting the ball into the end zone as the Rams are kicking off. Back deep to receive is going to be Ryan Williams. There's a little confusion. The ball hits the ground at about the 7-yard line. Williams has some running room up the middle. There goes Ryan Williams. He bounces out to the outside. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. He's going at the 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, South Kitsap. Ryan Williams with a 93-yard touchdown return.
After the bobble, after the mix-up, he doesn't wait for his blocker. He says, I'm taking this baby myself. Bounces around, gets out to the right side, squeaks up the right sideline, and just jaunts into the end zone. Touchdown, South Kitsap, in a single game-changing play from Ryan Williams, the ever-dangerous kickoff returner for South Kitsap.
Williams went back to get the kickoff, and he kind of bumped into Brandon Mayfield. The ball hit the ground, picked it up at the 7-yard line, picked it up. He had a big blocking opening right in the middle, And the Wolves did a good job on special teams there for creating a big opening for Williams, bounced out to the right side, and he was able to go for 93 yards on the kickoff. And just like that, the Wolves are back on the board as Quincy Lyman is going for the extra point here.
To say that was huge would be an understatement, Coach.
The Wolves with a 93-yard kickoff return for a touchdown as the kick is up and it is good. And in 14 seconds, Ryan Williams with the 93-yard touchdown kickoff return puts the Wolves back up on the board 14-10, but now the Wolves are going to have to counterbalance that with some good defense here and stop the Wilson Rams.
And that's exactly right, D-Bow. You're going to have to actually hold the Rams and prevent any of these draw plays from working in the Rams' favor, as we saw earlier on in the quarter. Just got burned on one of those plays straight up the middle. Nothing will make you forget that more than a 93-yard touchdown return off the kickoff, though. Nice job, Ryan Williams and the South Kitsap special teams to create that hole and give him some running room. Nice work. South Kitsap goes up 14-10, 2:26 left in the third quarter. We'll see if the South Kitsap defense can hold up here.
That's one thing that will always make a coach go crazy is when you score a touchdown and then the opposing team runs it back for a kickoff return on the ensuing kickoff, which the Wolves did here. So the Rams are going to send back two deep men back near the 15-yard line as South Kitsap has the lead now 14-10, but still, D-Rod, there's a lot of time left here in this football game.
Oh, this game is far from over. The Wolves taking a 4-point lead here. We've seen how quickly the score can change. We've had 2 touchdowns in the last 20 seconds of play. South Kitsap Wolves getting a little momentum shift of their own. This has been the story of the game, has been momentum shift after momentum shift. We just saw an instantaneous swing right there. We'll see if the Wolves can hold on to it this time as they kick off.
The Wolves are going to play a little cautious here as Quincy Lyman, he's going to, it looked like the man's knee was down, but he wasn't marked down. Now he was down. That's right, the ball scooted down there. A good kick by Lyman.
Lyman's a smart kicker. Got
all the way down to the 10-yard line. It looked like initially that the Wilson up back had the possession and his knee touched, but he got the ball, spun around a would-be tackler, but lost his balance and his knee went down, and Wilson is going to have a long way to go as they're going to have the ball at their own 10-yard line to start this series.
Well, win or lose this game, I'll say that Wilson is one of the tougher tests we've seen for the South Kitsap Wolves this season, and this is a very evenly matched football game. Much respect goes to both sides, and we'll see which side wins this battle of wills here as Wilson is backed up to their own end zone.
Good ball control by the Wilson Rams, and it looked like there was movement up front there on the offensive line.
I think they're going to be backed up even a little bit more. False start on Wilson. We'll see what the referees call.
Wilson has the balls at their own 10-yard line. We'll have to wait and see if it was illegal procedure on the offense, and it was. The Wolves are all indicating that it's against the Rams. So they're going to scoot them back 5 more yards to the Wilsons. So they're going to have the ball back at their own 5-yard line. But the one thing that the Wolves have to do here is that they have to make sure that they don't give up a big play like they did in the last series of offense.
And the Rams passing game, their straight up drop or shotgun passing game has not really been that threatening tonight. We'll see if they're trying for that or if the Wolves can counter that.
They're going to hand the ball off to the up back, but he's not going anywhere. A pack of Wolves comes in there and puts that baby to bed, and they're going to probably gain maybe 1 on the play, and it's going to be first down or 2nd and 14 for Wilson. Put the ball at the 6-yard line.
That's a huge defensive play for the Wolves as they continue to back up the Wilson Rams with good defense and with a penalty against the Rams. Things looking up for the Wolves right now. They just have to prevent from giving up that type of big play that we saw about a minute ago on the clock.
They need to do this for the next couple of downs and force the Rams to kick the ball away as the Rams come out in an I formation. 4 wide receiver set. They're going to hand the ball off to Unger. It goes straight up the middle again. He had a nice little opening, not quite as much as the last series that he had, but he gets the ball up near the 15-yard line.
That guy just eats up yards. He's a tough back, and he gets good blocks from his offensive line. Just tough. I think that's going to put him about a third and 6 or 7 for the Wilson Rams. This could be the play of the game here for the Wolves thus far.
That offensive line for Wilson doing a nice job creating some big openings for the running backs, France and Unger. as it is going to be 3rd and 7 for Wilson. Seems to be a little confusion on offense as Culp is getting everyone set. 4 wide receivers, the lone setback. He's going to look to his left. He's got a man in the flat, and it's going to be complete. Brandon Mayfield on the coverage there, but not until the first down was completed by Wilson. And again, Wilson had the ball back at their own 5-yard line, and they're able to get out of trouble and get the ball moving forward. And that's been one of the strengths for Wilson tonight, is that they just aren't folding under pressure.
Well, Wilson's offense and their quarterback leading in that situation right there, and just looking very poised and delivering that pass for the first down.
First down and 10 for the Wilson Rams. They're going to hand the ball off to France. He tries to hit the middle right up the, and it's taken down by number 3. That's Jared Moore, the 5'11 junior for South Kitsap. And we have a man who is down.
That's number 4 for South Kitsap.
That's TJ Rhodes, the 5'10 junior who went down for just a moment, as our athletic medicine training crew has gone out to tend to that young man. We hope everything's going to be all right. Probably banged up just a little bit.
Well, he's definitely a dedicated individual trying to get off the field, and obviously too hurt to get off on his own. And boy, he tried to get off there, and obviously committed to his team and his coaches. And now he's going to walk off on his own. This is just a little bit banged up, and I've seen him back later on in the game. 27 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. South Kitsap leading 14-10, and we'll see the Wilson Rams run a 2nd and 8 play here. They've run a lot of reverses, a lot of misdirections here, trying to keep the defensive unit of the South Kitsap Wolves on their heels.
Culp under center. He's going to hand the ball off to France, who follows his blocker straight up the middle. The linebacker for the Wolves tries to rip the ball away, but it's not going to happen, as time is going to run out here at the end of the 3rd quarter. A very quick quarter, but a couple of touchdowns by Wilson scored on their first possession after holding the ball for nearly 10 minutes on offense after the kickoff right at halftime. And on the ensuing kickoff, Ryan Williams went 93 yards for the touchdown on the kickoff return, and the South Kitsap Wolves lead Wilson 14-10.
Well, news flash for everybody here tonight, DB, is that we've got ourselves a football game here at Joel Knowles Field in Port Orchard, Washington. South Kitsap holding on to a 14-10 lead, a very slim lead. And the South Kitsap Wolves doing a good job on defense in the 3rd quarter and really managing to keep the Wilson Rams offensive attack largely in check, although Wilson seems a very dangerous football team with the ball. The quarterback is very mature and poised and seems to deliver key passes and hand off key balls to upbacks, as on a couple of occasions, especially that last possession, going from our left to right, getting a couple of big plays up the middle where South Kitsap's defense was anticipating a big pass. Wilson exploited that and ended up turning those 2 big plays into a touchdown.
We have a new stat that just got to us, that South Kitsap had the ball for only 17 seconds in the 3rd quarter.
That is a heck of a stat. Thank you to Mr. Mitchell for getting that statistic to us.
Jeff Mitchell, our beloved PA announcer here.
Former choir director here at the high school, and loved by many highlighters and chamber choir singers.
Wilson in the shotgun,
fumbled
the snap, but he picks it up, and he's got a man out in the flat. The pass was intended for number 11, Paul Glenn, but it's incomplete. And it's going to be 4th and 5 for Wilson, and I can't imagine them going for it here on this 4th down play deep in their own territory, but and they aren't. Coach, it looked like Culp was going to come back out, but they're sending out the punting unit.
Coach DB, how hard is it to pick up a ball off the turf as a quarterback and still complete a pass? That's low odds there, I'm going to say.
It can be. It depends on the kind of snap that you get, and if the ball bounces right back up into your hands. And luckily for the Rams, it did on that play, but the pass was led just a little too far forward for Glenn out the right flat, and it was incomplete, and the Rams are going to have to punt the ball away. We've got 2 deep men for the Wolves. The kick is up, and it's out. It's about the 17-yard line. It's going to be fielded by, oh my gosh, and the ball was fumbled, but we got it back. fielded there by Jared Moore near the 50-yard line. They're going to mark it down at the South Kitsap 47, and that could have spelled disaster for South Kitsap if they fumbled there.
Well, that was the dreaded and fabled shoulder pad catch that just bounced off, and whoop! All of a sudden the ball's loose. Luckily, South Kitsap return unit fell on top of it. South Kitsap's going to keep the ball here, and I'll tell you what, they're going to look to run some clock down and try to punch the ball in the end zone here and get an 11-point lead on the scoreboard here in the fourth quarter.
So with 11:47 remaining here in the game, South Kitsap comes out after the punt. They have the ball at their own. We're going to call it the 46-yard line. They come out in the slot right, near side of the field. Tight end goes to the other side. They're going to hand the ball off to the tailback, and he is not going anywhere. That's Stephen Tucker, who's met in the backfield. And he's going to lose a yard on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and 11 for South Kitsap. Not much on that play.
Just a little half step short on the quickness meter there for the running play for the South Kitsap Wolves. Clock still runs. 11:25 left to go in the fourth quarter in a very tight game here in Port Orchard between the Wilson Rams and the home South Kitsap Wolves in their maroons, Wilson Rams in their whites here in Port Orchard.
2nd and 11 for the Wolves. I formation. Tester fakes the handoff, rolls to his right. He's got a man out in the flat, and the ball is incomplete. The ball was intended for number 39. That's DeAndre Jackson, the 5'7" senior. He was out in the right flat, and it was a nice pass by Tester, but it went right through the hands of Jackson, and the pass was incomplete, and it's going to be 3rd and long for the Wolves, and they need to get something right here.
Well, the Wolves looking for a little rollout pass to the flat play there. DeAndre couldn't hold on to it, so now they've got a 3rd and 11 coming up. We'll see what they do here. Probably looking to go to the air. Wilson Rams defense looking pretty good here in the game. We'll see how they counteract the Wolves offensive play call here.
South Kitsap sends 2 wide receivers to the far side of the field. Tester's got a man. He's going for Sean Staten. The pass was up there, and it is incomplete. He had Staten well covered, though, but the ball was going for Staten near the 30-yard line. Would have been a big reception and advancement forward, but the pass was incomplete.
Well, it looked like a good pass from Tester, and Staten was in the right position. It could have been a borderline penalty call there. It looked like the defensive back had his hands on Staten's wrists as he was going for the ball. That's pass interference 95% of the time. Yeah. The officials keep the flags in their pockets, and now the Wolves are forced to punt.
Good defensive coverage there by the Wilson defensive back as they send 2 men back. A high snap. They get the kick up, and it is not a very good kick. It's almost straight up to the air. They get a little bit of a bounce, and the ball is going to roll all the way down to the Wilson 30-yard line. So it could have turned out to be, he kicked the ball straight up in the air. Didn't quite catch all of it, but got a good bounce. And Wilson will have the ball at their own 30-yard line, and they're going to have to try and get something done here as well, trailing 14-10 with 10 minutes and 46 seconds left here in the game.
Well, that snap was pretty tough. It was high. The punter was lucky to get the kickoff at all, almost blocked, and get a nice South Kitsap bounce from our left to right, going to the Wilson Rams 30-yard line. Well, they'll set up shop with 1st and 10, 10:46 left in the game.
South Kitsap moving around quite a bit on defense. They're trying to draw them off sides, and they're going to do it on this one. And it looks like it was number 35, Matt Mays, just trying to jump the gun a little too early there. And it's going to be offsides on the Wolves, but only a 5-yard penalty. It'll be a 1st and 5 at the Wilson 35. But you can't fault them for that. South Kitsap ready to go, trying to anticipate that snap.
Well, I don't think that the coaches would fault the players for trying to get in there and trying to snip out a play or get in the head of the quarterback or the offensive lineman. So far, really, the Wilson Rams offensive line has done a pretty good job tonight, blocking as they see fit. And to create big holes for that Unger, the big back for the Wilson Rams.
Culp under center. They've got 3 wide receivers. They're going to hand the ball off to France. He is chased down from behind. He is near a 1st down. I believe he is going to have it. They're going to stop the clock here, and he's going to have it. All he needed to do was get to the 40-yard line, which he did. So Wilson will have a 1st down here at their own 40-yard line. And again, another sustained drive here, not really in any kind of a hurry, trying to gain some yardage at a time. Remember, they wasted almost 10 minutes off the clock with good ball possession in the 3rd quarter of play. And there's just under 10 and a half left here as Wilson is going to send one wide receiver to the near side, the South Kitsap side of the field. I formation. France is in at tailback. They send a man in motion. They're going to hand the ball off to France. He quick steps it right up the middle. Not going to get much. He may have gained one on the play. Might have gotten two. We're going to call it second and long for the Rams.
Well, Wolves defense doing a good job of snipping out the play early there and clogging up the middle, holding them to only 2 yards on the play. We've really seen some good rushing plays from the Wilson Rams tonight, but I believe, Coach, they're content to just let the clock run down and go for the touchdown here with, minimal time left on the clock and try to put the Wolves away. We'll see how the Wolves respond to that tactic and if they can come up with a big play turnover.
Second and long for the Rams. We're going to call it 2nd and 8 as they send two wide receivers to the far side of the field. Culp is in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He looks to his right, which he's been doing all night. Oh, and he's taken down. Looks like he fumbled the ball, but he recovered it by himself.
Oh, it is a fumble,
No, he
Coach.
didn't. The ball was fumbled. A big break there for the Wolves. He was hit hard by Brad Feddersen, the 6'2", 204-pound senior for the Wolves.
That's the big play turnover we were just talking about.
And that's what the Wolves had been looking for, and they got it. And with 9:12 remaining in the game, South Kitsap leads Wilson 14-10. Now South Kitsap is going to look to try and do some ball sustaining of their own.
Well, it looked like that the pocket collapsed on the quarterback there, and he tried to step up into the pocket, and as he was doing so, Feddersen just got him right in the back, and that ball got jarred loose. Nice defense by the Wolves, forcing that big play turnover. And here we go from left to right at the 40. First and 10.
Miller and Staten, they're going to pass the ball out to Miller. He catches the ball, is spun around forward, gets down to the 30-yard line, and that is going to be a first down. In fact, they're going to mark it down at the Wilson 29. So that's a gain of 11 on the play, and South Kitsap gets a nice and very well-needed first down.
Well, I think that play needed to happen for South Kitsap. They tried to run that a couple times, once to the left, once to the right, and neither time was successful. That time they got 10 yards out of it, proving to the players, yeah, that our pass out to the flat can work, and it worked right there. Got them a first down. That's a pretty big play.
And the Wolves are going to look to try and use a little bit of this clock as well, as they're going to Tester is going to keep it on a quarterback rollout, bootleg to the left, puts his head down, he gets forward, he's going to get about 8 yards on the play. Nice run by Tester as he runs the bootleg left, and South Kitsap doing a good job of having that clock run down.
As slim as the scoring has been in this game, Coach, as the minimal as the scoring has been in this game, if South Kitsap were to score here and go up, either with field goal or touchdown, with 8 minutes only left on the clock, it would be a pretty big score for South, and we'll see how they go here.
South Kitsap in the power I formation. They hand the ball off to Stephen Tucker, but he is met in the backfield and gains nothing on the play. In fact, he's going to lose one. South Kitsap in the power I formation. Looked like they might have had a little opening, but they got nothing. And they're going to lose a yard on the play. It's going to be third and about, well, we're going to call it 3rd and 4 yards to go for the first down.
Well, Coach, tonight we have the Wolves are howling tonight as we have a bad moon horizon over the top of the horizon. And we are looking to see if those Wolves can capitalize on this mojo to put it in the end zone and put this game away.
South Kitsap looking to gain, this is a couple of down territory. Power I formation again. They're going to hand the ball off to Ryan Williams. Got a lot of room on the right-hand side. Cuts up the middle. Oh, and he's just tripped up just past the 4. They're going to mark it down just inside the 5-yard line. And Ryan Williams was just barely tripped up. Otherwise, he would have gone into the end zone. A big play by the South Kitsap Wolves.
Full moon fever, keeping Ryan Williams turning his legs up the middle. Tackler's nowhere to be found. He slips and stumbles and bumbles up to the 5-yard line, almost into the end zone. First down, Wolves.
That's a huge play for the Wolves as they had just been pushed back about a couple of yards on that previous running play. And then they hand the ball off to Ryan Williams on the counter. Bounce left off tackle, cut the ball back up to the middle, and they get a first down inside. This is a 1st and goal. We're going to call it the 5-yard line. They're going to have the ball off to Ryan Williams. He tries to hurdle over a man, and he does it. It's a touchdown. Ryan Williams with the 5-yard touchdown run.
That was nice. he hurdled a guy to get in the end zone. That was worth seeing again. Hopefully we got some replay capabilities here. If anybody has any video cameras here at the game, that's a nice one to look at home again over Thanksgiving break. Say, hey, look what he did. That was sweet. Nice play, Ryan Williams. Touchdown, South Kitsap.
Ryan Williams with the 5-yard touchdown run, and he's had him from all distances, 5 yards, and prior to that, 93 yards. He's done it all tonight.
Well, if we got to give out a game ball, he's the man so far. Game not over. 6:41 to go as Quincy Lyman lines up to kick the extra kick. And the snap, and it's up, and it's good as the explosion, kaboom. South Kitsap goes up 21-10 with 6:41 left in the fourth quarter, taking a commanding 11-point lead over the visiting Wilson Rams. Coach DB, we're looking at a nice little lead here. Wilson's only put 10 points up on the board, although their offenses look pretty good. They just haven't seemed to be able to put the ball in the end zone as often as they'd like.
Early in the first half, when the Wolves had the ball on their first possession, they fumbled the ball, gave the ball to Wilson, who went in for a field goal. And just as the Wolves did in the first quarter, the Rams did here in the fourth quarter. And they had a key down in which they fumbled the ball, and the Wolves got it. And they were able to get into the end zone for a touchdown, and that is one thing that can hurt a team is turnovers. But the South Kitsap Wolves, with 6:41 left, do lead the Wilson Rams 21-10 here at Joe Knowles Field on the campus of South Kitsap High School. And for you sports fans out there, next week we've got a couple of volleyball games that we want to announce to you, which our beloved South Kitsap volleyball team, South Kitsap Wolves volleyball team, is going to be playing on Tuesday night at Central Kitsap, and then they turn right around and play at, or they play on Thursday night at home against the Wilson Rams.
Anthony
so two volleyball games
Jacob
next week.
Desmond Trufant, deep, kicking off, Quincy Lyman.
As the South Kitsap Wolves are getting ready, Quincy Lyman getting ready to kick off here from the 40-yard line. It's going to be fielded by Trufant at his own 15. He's looking for some room to run around. He's dodging some tacklers, getting through, getting his jersey pulled around all over the place, and finally gets up near the 30-yard line, around the 28, where Wilson will have the first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
We'd also like to congratulate the Lady Wolves soccer team for picking up a much-needed victory against the Olympia Bears after suffering a loss earlier in the week to the Gig Harbor Tides. Lady Wolves doing a fine job this year. Nice job, ladies. And of course, we wish the lady volleyballers the best of luck as well.
And we have a correction on that too, D-Rod. I read it wrong on the
list
list here.
Let's go ahead and update the fans.
That's right. Next Thursday, South Kitsap is at home against the Olympia Bears. So, well, I was watching the game here and I saw Wilson and I threw Wilson out there, so
hey,
you know how it goes.
I do. It's cool. It's cool.
That's right, Culp. He's going to look. He's got a man down the middle. He's going for Trufant. He's going to just throw it up there. Oh, and it goes in and out of the hands of Ryan Williams, who was back on the coverage, and he couldn't hang on to it, but it almost looked like it was going to be intercepted. The pass was incomplete, and the Rams are going to have a 2nd down and 10 from their own 28.
Ryan Williams is everywhere tonight. He is everywhere. I'll probably go home tonight. He'll be sitting in my living room watching TV. Go Ryan Williams, having a great game tonight. Got a lot of guys playing both sides of the ball. Tester, Burlingame, Ryan Williams included there. A lot of guys playing some hardcore high school football tonight. 2nd and 10 for the Rams, moving from our right to left at the 28-yard line.
Culp is in the shotgun, and he's looking to his right again. He's got a man in the flat, and that is Glenn on the reception. And it's going to be a pass completion of about 7 yards on the play down to the Wilson 35-yard line. And don't look now, Coach, but I think that Ryan Williams is now up here in the booth.
Hey, whoa. Oh, Bad Wolves rising tonight with a full moon. Ryan Williams in the back of South Kitsap Wolves doing it right now to the Wilson Rams. 6 minutes and counting as the Rams seem content with running the clock down on themselves.
Key 3rd down play here in the shotgun formation. 4 wide receivers. Culp looks to his left, and the pass is going to be incomplete. The pass was intended for number 8.
They can't punt. They cannot punt.
Alex Lavichin again, who has had a couple of receptions tonight, and it's going to be 4th and 4 for the Wilson Rams. And I agree with you, D-Rod. I just don't think that the Rams can punt the ball away here, being down 21-10.
To reference a cliche, this is 4-down territory, and the Wilson Rams are going to have to go for it. Let's see if the Wolves can avoid giving up any big plays up the middle. I think they're going to be ready for it this time, and they're going to have the field well covered.
Wilson in the shotgun once again. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the far side. They're going to fake the pass. They're going to go for the little screen pass, but it's flushed out of the pocket right there. Good job by the Wolves defender. That's Sean Allison who is in there. And now flags come flying in.
I think he spiked the ball at the tackler.
We'll have to see what's going to...
It could be offsetting penalties.
Can't be offsetting. I don't know what this is. It looks like it was well after the play here.
I think the guy who was tackled spiked the ball at the tackler.
And it's going to be a personal foul against Wilson after the play was over on a 4th down play. So not only will the Wolves take over on downs, but they're going to scoot it back even farther into Ram territory because of the personal foul. And with 5:41 remaining, South Kitsap's going to have the ball.
Well, can we get down to Les Schwab, because I think the wheels just fell off. Wilson just really losing their composure there and unable to control their emotions. And boy, a huge penalty there. I mean, really adding insult to injury. The South Kitsap Wolves just going to feast on that. They'll be looking to maybe run some clock down here, punch it in the end zone. The Rams just really not performing well here at the end of the 4th quarter, and their offensive game plan of running down the clock seems to be backfiring on them now.
A costly penalty by Wilson on a 4th down play. South Kitsap will have the ball at the Wilson 18-yard line as South Kitsap comes out in the power I formation. Whistles go flying once again here. Looks like there's going to be a timeout called by South Kitsap. So South Kitsap's going to think about it here just a little bit before they go to their next series of plays. But they do lead Wilson 21-10 with 5:41 remaining in the game. And I'll tell you, D-Rod, that if the Wolves get into the end zone this time, it's going to be real tough for the Rams to come back on them.
I would absolutely agree with that. I think it's going to be difficult for the Rams to try to maintain and sustain composure here. We've already seen a loss of it so far. They've got their backs against the wall. They're down 11, but this game is far from over. We've seen a big play, big turnover turn into a score here for the South Kitsap Wolves in this half. And there's almost 6 minutes left in the game. Wilson's got time here. They just got to sink in and play some D, and gives me the opportunity to remember on air here that at South Kitsap we are pursuing victory with honor, and we wish best of luck and sportsmanship to both sides tonight.
Well, the Wolves have that power I formation. They're going to run the counter straight up the middle. That's Stephen Tucker. He gets down near the 10. I believe he's going to be just short of that. It's going to be down. They're going to spot it at the 11-yard line, and South Kitsap is going to have a 2nd and 4 yards to go here. South Kitsap not in any hurry to get into that end zone. Trying to run off some more time off the clock, but it's not looking very good for the Rams right now as Leon Ladeau in the game, split to the near side of the field. Wolves come back out in that power I formation. Matt Mays and DeAndre Jackson blocking up front for Stephen Tucker. They're going to hand the ball off to Tucker again. He just puts his head down and he barrels his way forward. He's going to get down to the 5-yard line. It's going to be now 1st and goal for the Wolves at the Wilson 5.
Nice play from the South Kitsap Wolves, keeping the ball on the ground, running off some clock. We're under 5 minutes here to go in the game. The Wolves just content to run some clock down and see if they can punch it in the end zone. Don't get too content here. A mishandled Seahawk-style snap here can be spell disaster if they want to keep the Wilson Rams from getting back on the scoreboard. It's only an 11-point game with 4:40 left.
Looks like Sean Allison is now in at tailback for the Wolves in that power I formation. Tester hands off to Allison, and he goes right in over the left tackle. Touchdown, South Kitsap. Sean Allison with the 5-yard touchdown run, and that might just all but seal it for South Kitsap here tonight.
Wow, the South Kitsap line really decided to show up in the second, third, and fourth quarters of this game. In the first quarter, they seemed a little absent from the game, and they really have established themselves, established the offensive running game for the Wolves here. The Wolves not getting fancy, keeping the bag of tricks in their back pocket, just sticking with the South Kitsap style of rushing the ball, passing once in a while, and largely effective against the Rams, who I thought coach looked really well coached and poised here at the offset of the game.
South Kitsap did a nice job right there getting that ball, especially it was practically like a turnover as Quincy Lyman gets the kick. It is up, it is no good, and South Kitsap now leads 27-10 over the Wilson Rams. However, Wilson is going to need, with 4:27 left, a couple of scores. Even if they score touchdowns with a two-pointer extra point conversion, they need to have 3 scores. So,
and that's good. That's good math right there, Coach. I know you're a history teacher, but you know who says we can't have some math up here in the booth? Wilson can have to break out some trick plays out of the playbook here. Maybe they might have to go to the index.
They might have to, and I just looked over and I saw Ryan Williams was down in one part of the stadium, and it looked like he was trying to help trim the hedges down there.
Well, Ryan Williams, as we've noted, is all over the place tonight, and the bad moon is rising. Ryan Williams and the South Kitsap Wolves putting it to the Wilson Rams right now. They're up 3 scores with 4:27 in the game. Coach really got to give it to the South Kitsap Wolves for, exerting their game plan on the Wilson Rams. Like I said, I thought that they came with a good game plan, and they look like they might run over the Wolves here early, but boy, the Wolves really sure set in here and dug in the trenches and have played a hard-fought game tonight.
Well, this is a very tough place to play. South Kitsap has an excellent home field record at Joe Knowles Field here at South Kitsap High School. And one key player has had a great game all around tonight is Ryan Williams. He has been everywhere and has had a couple of big touchdowns, short and big, and has made some key defensive stops as Quincy Lyman is going to just squib this kick right down the middle, bounces off a Wilson Ram down near the 20-yard line, stays on his feet, and he did. They're going to mark him down. It looked like that his knee had touched the ground, which it did. And so Wilson is going to have the ball after the kickoff with 4:21 left at their own 19-yard line, but it's going to be real tough here for the Wilson Rams to come back on the Wolves.
And even though Ryan Williams has been all over the field tonight, you have to give credit to all the other South Kitsap players that have done their job and stayed at home when they had to on defense and blocked the right guy when they had to on offense and been in the right place at the right time. Largely tonight, the South Kitsap Wolves have looked very good on offense, and once that defense set in the second and third quarters, really the game just rolled right into South Kitsap's hands.
Trufant split to the far side of the field. They've got 4 wide receivers here in the shotgun formation as a little equipment timeout here. Now the officials get it going. The Rams are most likely going to be in a passing formation. Culp is in the shotgun. He's looking to his right. He's got a man in the flat, and the pass is incomplete. And boy, the Wolves are very lucky that they did not get a pass interference call right there. Defensively, it was a good stop, but Jared Moore looked like he had his left hand on the wide receiver's back when the ball was thrown.
Yeah, I think they're talking to the official about that right now and talking with each other like, hey, we don't need that type of penalty. The receiver looking for an interference call there probably has a good argument.
So the pass is incomplete. The Rams have the ball still at their own 19-yard line in the passing formation. 4 wide receivers. Culp is in the shotgun. The lone setback is Unger. They snap it. They're going to fake it and hand it off to Unger. And this time that play is not going to work as the Wolves stay home on defense. A nice tackle there by number 93. That's Matt Foxworthy, and Foxy got in on there. That it was not going to work twice tonight as it did the first time.
No, the South Kitsap Wolves defense got burned once, not going to get burned again by that same play. Stay at home and just really in there, Foxy in there for the big tackle. Nice play from this SK Wolves defense. Wilson Rams looking a little dogged here, and I think they'd be just content with running the clock down.
They have trips wide receivers to the far side of the field. Culp in the shotgun. He's going to roll to his right. He's got a mess of receivers looking to the man in the flat. The pass is complete to Unger. but not for very much there. In fact, the pass is going to be incomplete, and it's going to be 4th and long for the Wilson Rams.
Culp is down for the quarterback for the Rams. He got hit pretty hard right in the chest. Hopefully he's okay. I mean, he had a lick put on him. That was pretty good right as he released the pass.
And with 3:20 left here in the game, Wilson is a little too deep in their own territory. And now we have a penalty flag comes flying in again here.
I guarantee you the players and the coach from Wilson don't like the last hit that was laid on their quarterback. It looked like it was a little excessive. And driving the quarterback into the ground, taking him off of his feet. And I'm sure somebody said something to the officials about that last hit. No one from Wilson's happy about it. And we'll just try to get to the end of the game here without anybody, no unsportsmanlike type activities, and keep the sportsmanship to the highest level as possible.
It looked like number 52 for Wilson, Nick Olagi, was running off of the field and said something to the officials about that hit on his quarterback, and he got penalized with an unsportsmanlike conduct personal foul as Sean Staten takes the punt, gets down to the Wilson 35-yard line. So actually a really good kick there by the Wilson punter to get the ball out, give them a little breathing room. But the Wolves are going to have the ball here with 3:11 left, and I can only imagine that the Wolves are just going to try and run this clock out.
I don't think we're going to see too many pass play attempts here. I think we're just going to see it stay on the ground, run the clock down. The Wolves are not going to try to run it up here. Just, the Wilson Rams are feeling a little beat up right now, no use in piling on. And Wolves will just keep it on the ground, although you'll never pass up a wide open lane. If they give up a wide open hole to the end zone, I guarantee you whoever's got the ball is going to take advantage.
And right now, in at quarterback is Brian Dorsey, the 5'11 junior. We got a whole mess of new Wolves in here on offense as they hand the ball off to Sean Allison, the 5'9 junior running back. And it's going to be a loss on the play of a couple as Coach Sigurdsson and the South Kitsap Wolves are sending in a whole new offensive line and first or second team out there to get some guys with some playing time and to try and wind that clock down, get some good valuable experience here as the clock's winding down with 2:30 to go. And the Wolves are going to have a second 12. Leon Ladeau, the 6'3 sophomore, in at wide receiver as well, being guarded by Desmond Trufant. Dorsey with the handoff, but the penalty flags are going to fly here, and that's usually going to be in the area of an illegal procedure penalty. They may have even taken a little too much time off the clock.
Well, that's exactly what the Wolves want to do, is take as much time off the clock as possible, walk out of here with that W. 2:31 left to go in the game. It's 27-10 Wolves, as Wilson is at this point going to have to concede a loss unless, barring an extreme miracle.
We got some of the young kids for the South Kitsap Wolves in there, a little anxious to get off the line of scrimmage there at the snap count, and cost them a 5-yard penalty, but they're just glad to be in there and get some playing times. They had the ball straight up the middle to the up back, and that was number 71. That is Elias Hansen, who got the carry on that, and he gained back a little bit more on the play, and he gained about 6 or 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 12 for the Wolves.
The Wolves, as I mentioned, is content to run the clock down. It's 2:03 left in the game. Nothing fancy. I don't think Wilson expects anything fancy here at this point. Just want to keep people injury-free and penalty-free.
South Kitsap with 2 wide receivers. They're going to hand the ball to the tailback. He's hit quickly in the background, in the backfield, and he may have gotten forward for maybe another yard. He's near the 35-yard line.
Andrew Hudson, the ball
But it's
carrier.
going to be 4th down and 11. Well, call it 4th down. Yeah, we'll call it 4th down and 11 yards to go for the Wolves. They need to get to the 25-yard line, but time is winding down with just under a minute and a half left here in the game.
Are they going to go for it, or are they going to punt it? Probably go for it to run some more clock off.
I think the Wolves are going to go for it here to try and just run some more clock off here, as they have split wide receivers in the I formation. They're going to hand the ball to the up back, to the fullback, straight up front. He's going to get maybe 5 yards on the play, but they're going to have a change of possession as the Wolves do not get the first down, but that won't bother them one bit. They've got a good, comfortable lead here, and there will be a turnover on downs as the Wilson Rams will take over at their own 31-yard line. But that pretty much will seal the deal as Wilson trails 27-10 with 1:03 left here in the ball game.
Well, a little surprising about the scoreboard with the Wilson Rams looking as good as they did at the beginning of the game. I thought they were going to put some more points on the board. South Kitsap, once again, I'll mention it again, doing a very good job of digging their heels in and playing some excellent defense in the second half.
They're going to hand the ball off to Unger, who bounces off a couple of tackles, inches his way forward near the 40-yard line, and they're going to have more penalty flags come flying in here.
Number 15 has been ejected from the football game.
Number 15 for the Wilson Rams. That is Chris Fitzgerald, the 6'2", 185-pound senior for Wilson. He's being restrained by his own coaches on the sideline over there. And he's been penalized, and it looks like he's been ejected from the game.
He has been tossed from the games, and this is a little bit embarrassing for the Wilson Rams at this time. Nobody wants to see this. I believe that the Rams are just tired, and they feel like they've been pushed around a little bit here tonight, which they have been. And well, nobody wants to lose, and some people are just, get really into the game and have a hard time controlling emotions, especially high school age kids sometimes, and hopefully the young man settles down and he's okay.
So the personal foul penalty is going to push the ball back to the Wilson 23-yard line with now just under a minute to play. And like you said, D-Rod, this is the kind of thing that you don't want to see, happen between two schools here at the end, where a lot of penalty flags help delay the ending of a game here, and you just hope that a lot of sportsmanship can be displayed here. So Wilson is going to have the ball. It's going to be first and about almost 20 yards to go.
We'll see if they just take a knee.
Wilson looks like they're going to maybe have one more play left in them. Culp under center. They're going to hand the ball off to the tailback, and that's Unger. He's got a big hole up the middle. He gets back to near the original line of scrimmage to about the 30. They're going to mark it at the 32-yard line. Huge gain on the play. We're going to call it about 11 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and 10 for Wilson.
With about 25 seconds left in the game.
Wilson will have time for one more play as Culp under center is just going to take this. This will be the final play of the game. And they're going to hand it off to Unger. He's got a big running opening right up the middle. Bounces off a couple of tacklers, but he's not going anywhere. They're going to have to stop the clock here to move the chains because of the first down. And but once they get that set, they're going to get the clock rolling, and that should be it. Although Wilson is trying to get the offense up to the line of scrimmage here, a little no huddle if they can. It's going to be a first down from the South Kitsap 49-yard line. There's only 3, 2, 1 seconds. There's a fumble on the snap. They're going to hand it off to Unger. He bounces off the right side, gets up the middle, stays on his feet, but he's taken down by a couple of Wolves tacklers. But that's going to do it. And South Kitsap defeats the Wilson Rams 27-10 here at South Kitsap High School, and it was a nice display by both sides of the field.
I really thought the Wilson Rams came out looking like they had scouted out the South Kitsap Wolves defense pretty well. It looked like they were ready to put some damage on the Wolves, maybe put some big points on the board. Little role reversal and some momentum shifts in the game. The Wolves put up 27 and keep the Wilson Rams largely off the board to only 10 points. Rams doing a very good job, I thought, on both sides of the line, and just the Wolves getting the better of them here tonight.
So the South Kitsap Wolves go to 2-0 in division play in the Narrows League with a 27-10 victory over the Wilson Rams. Join us next week as the South Kitsap Wolves host the Foss Falcons here at Joe Knowles Field for our homecoming game. And we have a lot of homecoming festivities and activities that will be taking place during this upcoming week. And don't forget also a couple of volleyball games. We've got the South Kitsap Wolves on the road at Central Kitsap on Tuesday. Then the Lady Wolves are at home against Olympia on Thursday. So a lot of stuff going on during next week, a lot of activities. I'd like to thank D-Rod for being in the booth here tonight.
D-Bow, I'd like to thank you for having me in the booth here tonight. We'd like to thank the South Kitsap audiovisual department, the SKTV crew for having us in the booth. It's always a pleasure to be in here and do the home games for South Kitsap football.
Mike Downham does an excellent job running the TV program here at our high school. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us as the South Kitsap Wolves beat the Wilson Rams 27-10. And we will see you next week for our homecoming game against the Foss Falcons. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for having us. Peace out.